Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to 5 Minutes of Torah with a Beth Israel Rabbi. This coming Shabbat, we read the second Torah portion in the entire Torah. We read Parshat Noach. This is a disturbing yet fascinating Torah portion in which God realizes that the original creation is not exactly right. The world, the text tells us, is full of Hamas, full of violence, and the order that I had spoken about last Shabbat has truly unraveled. God decides to recreate the world again, flooding the world, and once again rebuilding it. But there is one individual who is the person that God chooses to carry on humanity, and that is Noach. God tells us that Noach was an ish tzaddik tamim, that he was a righteous and perfect person. The Torah is rather short in its language usually. It doesn't like to use a lot of words. And so for the Torah to use two words that are so similar to one another is an opportunity for the rabbis to drash, to try to give us an explanation. In fact, they spend centuries searching for the answer of why the Torah uses two words that are so similar to one another. Ibn Ezra, Spanish medieval rabbi and commentator, explains that the tzaddik means that Noach was righteous in his actions, and the tamim means that he was perfect in his heart. That he was an individual who not only did the right thing, but also had the right concerns, had his heart in the right place. This was and is an extremely important combination. The Torah goes on to tell us that he was tzaddik tamim, that he was perfect and he was righteous b'derotav, in his generation. Now the rabbis also debate what that means exactly, but one of the ideas that we can take away is that Noach was the righteous individual in his generation, and maybe the only righteous individual. But what about our generation today? Do we have righteous people? Certainly I would argue that we do, but do we have enough righteous people? Again, I would argue that we also have enough righteous people. But some people truly excel, and some people become examples for all of us. Earlier this week, I read an article in the newspaper, in CBC, about a woman from Vancouver, a woman named Jia Tran, a woman who spends every single day collecting bottles and cans. Now, often we would think that if someone is collecting bottles and cans to turn them in to be recycled in order to be able to receive just a few dollars back, that person is probably using that money to pay for their rent or maybe to pay for food. But that wasn't the case with Mrs. Tran. No. Rather, she was taking these bottles and cans, turning them in order to be recycled, and taking the money that she received and donating it to the BC Cancer Agency every single day for the last 21 years. About $10 a day or so. And according to the BC Cancer Agency, at this point she has donated over $15,000. Imagine a woman who's so righteous, so perfect in her actions and in her thought, that even if she's not able to do something extremely large all at once, she does what she can in order to help humanity. Indeed, she is an example for all of us of where our hearts should be and where our actions should be. And if we can have more people in the world like her, then indeed we will live in a far better world than we already have. Shabbat Shalom.